We're getting in. Regardless, we're jumping into our semifinals, jumping into our TvT, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And if you're in the chat, it's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our second semis of the night. And we're opening up with Proxy 2 racks. Let's go. Let's go. But just very quickly to cap off the discussion that I guess we were having, I guess what you're alluding to, and I think I would agree, is right now trying to patch the game to try to address the issue of lack of too many Protoss and lack of Zerg and lack of Terran. It feels a little bit weird and a little bit futile just because the problem is like the lack of players that were propped up or that were incentivized to compete and to play and to improve. Right now, because we lost all the up and coming Zergs and Terrans, they're already gone. So trying to like buff Zerg or buff Terran or something like that doesn't really help the issue, because like it's not about that. It's about the players, right? And as you're saying, like because there's no because there aren't really many newer players like getting into the game and trying to go pro, like what we have is what we have when it comes to the player base, right? Like the chances of there being like a Zerg version of Shameless or a Terran version of Shameless or of Geralt or of Christiana like rising up because of like a patch is very low. So that's like there's like layers that add on to the issue, whereas it isn't just about like patching or balance, but it's also about the player base that we have, right? And that we've cultivated over the years. But regardless, let's go. Like regardless, we're here in the semifinals. Proxy 2 racks here by ByuN. Double gas open out of Cure, which means faster factory out of our Terran player. It means safe play from Cure. So far he's checking, he's looking, he does find it. Does come across the proxy. And so far, Cure, he does pull away with his Reaper, doesn't lose it. Oh my god. Almost does intercept, going for the building SCV. The factory is not yet done, but we have to finish that factory as soon as possible. So far, yeah, factory will complete. Hellion's on the way. And once the Hellion arrives, Cure can hold. Cure can hold. Ooh, catching out 4 SCVs. Nice control so far. Bleeds out 5 workers. That's a lot of economic damage, but Cure survives. That's what matters here. Whew, that's what matters. CC's on the way. Cure so far has the advantage. We'll see if ByuN can find some more damage. As ByuN is going to be forced back. Is forced back. Likewise, Cure rotating, keeping up with the Reaper cliffs, making sure that ByuN does not find a way into the base. Patching bouncing around several Clem Max X here is not the same as patching SC2. Once again, just to reiterate, and I feel like this is a point that I have to hammer home, it's less about that and more about like it doesn't matter. It feels like it doesn't really matter too much with how you patch it, because again, you're not getting new Zerg or Terran players. Like it feels a little bit too late for that sort of thing. Like that's why I was trying to emphasize like what's important about the current player base that we have and what we have to work with, right? But I at least tried to emphasize that, which is what makes the problem difficult to solve. I guess what I'm insinuating is that even if you try to buff Zerg and Terran, that doesn't change like the amount of Protosses that we have, or the amount of Zergs that we have, or the amount of Terrans that we have, right? It doesn't change like the amount of players. And the distribution of players, more importantly, which is like the perceived issue. Anyway, we now get in, and so far Cure holds. Again, Cure went for a very safe opener. Very safe opener, double gas. Double gas means he survives the cheese. He will expand. ByuN is thankfully transitioning back at home, and now we can enter a longer game state. Coming into this, I do give the edge to Cure. Cure, he has the faster factory, faster starport, faster tech. What's he doing with these faster production buildings? Tank and Banshee production well underway. It's going to be well underway here. And the pressure is now on ByuN to fight back. Pressure's on ByuN. Oh. ByuN tries to commit. Up. We'll catch a tank, not bad, but we'll lose everything. Oh, God. I mean, he gets a tank, but at a cost. At a cost here. That was 4 Reapers, 2 Cyclones for 1 tank. Not worth it here for ByuN. ByuN is now exposed. ByuN has very little to defend back at home. Banshee has right, and GG gets called. There is no way for ByuN to hold, to defend, and Cure will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Again, Cure coming out ahead after the defense, and from there just snowballed out of control. ByuN likewise losing his army, trying to dive on that tank. Unfortunately, that was also kind of the nail in the coffin there, as ByuN lost everything, and with that, GG. GG, well played. We're now getting into game number 2, and the pressure is now on ByuN. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can bring things back here and force the ace match. Otherwise, Cure will take it. Oh boy. Here we go. So we are jumping into game number 2. Looks like it's going to be on Ultra Love. And I would imagine that ByuN is not going to go for a proxy, but now Cure can. Like, suddenly the turns have tabled, and because Cure is ahead, he could try to mix it up as well. And Cure, he is not afraid to proxy. A lot of the Korean Terrans are not afraid to proxy. They're not afraid to cheese, not afraid to be active on the map. Oh boy. So we'll see how our players open up. We shall see. It's ByuN Reapers. It is. Still here, though. 25 years out. 100%. 100%. We're here, Pat. We're here for it. We love it. We're here for the StarCraft. Let's go. Let's go. As we are getting into game number 2. Just make sure we get everyone involved. Yo, shout out to Steadfast, of course, Pig as well, Dave Testa, Bo Mioja, plenty of other English casters, and some other language casters as well, like Enki casting in Spanish and Rocklets casting in Portuguese. Whew. Let's go. All the coverage. And again, we're nearing the tail end of the tournament. As a reminder, this is also a qualifier as well. I haven't really brought it up too much here, but this is a qualifier to the Pigsty Festival number 5, a big online event that Pig is going to be hosting. Again, the first of 2 qualifiers. There's going to be a second qualifier later on tonight, but for now we are jumping into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Ultra Love we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is Cure. And spawning in the top, he's like he's doing it again. Proxy 2X. Let's go. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran for Shopify, going for the Proxy 2X 2 games in a row. It is ByuN. Now Cure. He's opening on 1 gas. Does he stay on 1 gas here? If so, then Cure is going for a faster CC, and this will fare better for ByuN. This is a risky move out of ByuN, but basically he's like, mate, he's not going to think I'm going to do this 2 games in a row, which means the chances of Cure opening up greedily is higher because I just failed with a proxy, so now it works. And it's working out. Here it is. Like, Cure, he's setting up for a CC. No, he checks. He scouts. Cure playing it safe. He checks and he does confirm the 2 axes. He's aware, which means if he throws down a CC, it should be on the high ground. Cure Marine first is now able to set up, is able to mentally prepare for what's to come. Let's go. And there it is, factory before CC. Ay. Cure. Fool me once. I mean, didn't even fool me once. I mean, never fool me again. ByuN, he knows he got scouted. His Reapers are moving in. And again, Cure, he should be ready to pull the boys. He has to pull the boys and to protect these units. There we go. The boys are being pulled. He has to buffer. He has to protect that Marine and buy time for the Hellion. Does need to buy time. Reapers are amassing. Up to 2 Marines already. Meanwhile, ByuN about to get up to 3 Reapers. He's building up.
Our SCVs
pulling away.
are under attack.
Here come the Reapers. Likewise, Fury's on this. Yeah, he's all over this. Denies the Reapers, and he has held. He has survived. Now we can go back to mining. Hellions popping out, and with that, Cure holds. Whew. Cure, he does hold. And it's going to be on ByuN to transition out of this. He does have the factory on the way. Cure is ahead. His factory's already done. From here, he can go for a CC. He can go for a starport. I'm curious how Cure will follow this up. There it is, CC in the main. And once again, the pressure is on ByuN. Again, and I actually like that he went for the proxy 2x here. Like, everything was looking good. Everything was looking solid. And then Cure scouted. And then he scouted, went out with the SCV, saw everything, and Cure, why do you have to be so good? Like, what are you... you're ruining ByuN's fun. You're foiling his plans. Ay. As ByuN pulls away, getting a CC on location. Is going to pull away. Max, they float back. Do float back home. Getting to his own 1-1-1 setup. Cyclone production here underway. Meanwhile, Cure, just like the previous game, going into tank, going into Banshee. Oh boy. Building up his tank Banshee, getting ready for a move out, getting ready for a push. Rax does float over. Ooh, being shut down. What did he scout? That's what's important here. I mean, saw the Cyclone, didn't get into the main. Did not get into the main base, does not know that Banshees are coming. Now, there's no cloak, but Banshees nonetheless. The initial Cyclone will help defend. Banshees also on the way for ByuN. Let's go. Similar setups. ByuN rushing to a third CC. He's crazy. Very greedy here by ByuN, which is necessary. Again, because ByuN is behind, he has to go to the extreme. Either turn this into a 2-base all-in, or rush into a faster third base. So, faster third base here for ByuN, as the third just now begins for Cure. And we'll see if ByuN can get away with this. As Cure, he doesn't move out. The Banshee does poke in for some harass, but Cure, he's chilling back at home, which means ByuN should get away with this third base. Should get away with it. ByuN is vulnerable, but Cure doesn't move out. So the Banshee dips in, denies some mining, pulls away. Cure is getting his own later third, and most likely is going to move out anytime soon. So we have a game. Whew. We have a game, we have a back and forth, despite the rough start for ByuN, and I would still give Cure the edge here. ByuN, he has the potential to get a faster third base and to make up for that, as he has yet to land it on location. Still building up, making 3 SCVs at a time. Oh. The Banshee dips in. Takes down 2 SCVs, takes down 3. 3 SCVs do fall up. Oh my god. Brutal pick up here. The Banshee goes down. Suddenly not as worth it for ByuN. And that may trigger a counterattack. As I say that, Reaper, they dive into the main. And they force Cure all the way back home. ByuN, he's buying time. He's buying time right now. Forcing Cure back. All these Reapers will fall, but he gets 6 SCVs. And he delayed the push. But the push is still coming. Bear that in mind. Like, Cure, he's still moving out across the map. He is delayed. ByuN has more time to build up. He's got his tanks. He does have interference matrix as well. Now, Cure, he's still ahead in army supply. Still has a massive force. But it's not as dire as it once was. ByuN, he gets caught unsieged. Has to pull away. Disable in the first tank. Tanks, they siege up. Do we have any more disables? Oh, we do. And Cure's breaking through. He breaks through, takes out one of the tanks. There's one tank left firing. barely it goes down as well. And Cure, he has broken the position. He's broken the natural. Final tank falls. And Cure is going for the mineral line. He's going for the SCVs. Vikings forced to land. It was a close hold. But Curie's just rallying across the map. He's just rallying across. Denies mining. Scan sees there's nothing here. there's just nothing left. Just the one Viking holding the line. The boys are being pulled. ByuN trying to break out. Pulls the boys. And he will clean this up and he will lose everything in the process. So many SCVs going down. GG gets called and Cure will take the series 2-0. Advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Cure as he does claim the series. Again, ByuN, I don't blame him for going for the proxy in the second game, but alas, Cure, he scouted, he shut it down, and straight up ByuN was behind. ByuN, he was behind. ByuN, he was in a rough position. ByuN, he almost got his way back into it. I was impressed by his decision to go for the faster OTC and to go for the Reaper counterattack as well. Like, he was getting damage done, he was buying time. Despite that, it was still not enough. It was still not enough in the end. GG, well played. Cure, the advantage was too great. Cure does take the series. And up next, we have our grand finals. Up next, we have a best of 5 between Cure and Hero. Let's go. We have that best of 5 coming up next.